Warships. Tide. Enemy. Hook. Anchor. Soldier. The people of Lilliput believed that there were only two countries in the world, Lilliput and Blefuscu, which is an island to the northeast of Lilliput. Gulliver told the Lilliputians about other countries in the world he had visited, but they didn't believe him. The two countries Lilliput and Blefuscu had been in war for 36 years, and Lilliput had lost 40 ships and 30,000 sailors and soldiers, and so did Blefuscu. The Lilliputians heard that the people of Blefuscu had built new ships and they were planning to attack Lilliput again. Gulliver agreed to help them against their enemies. Gulliver lay on a hill on the northeast shore of Lilliput taking a telescope with him, and across the water he could see Blefuscu, 50 warships and some smaller boats. Learning that the water between Blefuscu and Lilliput was 800 yards wide and 6 feet deep at high tide, Gulliver decided to attack the enemy. Gulliver made 50 ropes and hooks and took off his coat, shoes and socks, then he walked into the sea about half an hour before high tide. He swam across to Blefuscu for half an hour. The enemy was very frightened of him. The people of Blefuscu jumped out of their ships and swam back to the shore. Gulliver hooked his ropes onto their ships and cut the ropes of their anchors, then he walked back across the sea, pulling the ships after him. The king and the Lilliputians were so pleased with him. Muhammad El-Said. Questions with model answers. 1. What did the Lilliputians believe about countries? They believed that there were only two countries in the world, Lilliput and Blefuscu. 2. How long had the war between Lilliput and Blefuscu lasted for? It had lasted for 36 years. 3. How did Gulliver watch Blefuscu? He lay on a hill on the northeast shore of Lilliput and saw Blefuscu with his telescope. He counted about 50 warships and some smaller boats. 4. Was the water between Lilliput and Blefuscu deeper at high tide or low tide? The water between Lilliput and Blefuscu was deeper at high tide. How did the scientists of Lilliput help Gulliver in attacking Blefuscu? They told him about the tide and how deep the water was in the sea between Lilliput and Blefuscu. 6. What was Gulliver's plan to beat Blefuscu? He made 50 ropes and hooks, then he swam across to Blefuscu before high tide. The people of Blefuscu jumped out of their ships and swam back to the shore. Gulliver hooked his ropes onto their ships and walked back across the sea. Complete the following sentences. 1. The Lilliputians believed that there were two countries in the world. One was Lilliput and the other was Blefuscu. 2. The people of Blefuscu had built new ships. They were planning to attack Lilliput again. 3. The water between Lilliput and Blefuscu was deeper at high tide than low tide.